Hello. Steps have been taken to protect people at a Kent surgery after the Care Quality Commission highlighted renewed concerns about its services. The Dashwood Medical Centre in Ramsgate was rated inadequate in May. At a follow-up inspection in November, it was found the practice didn't always keep people safe and safeguarded from abuse, that it had ongoing infection, prevention and control issues, and that staff didn't always have access to the information they needed to deliver safe care and treatment. Well, we can now cross live to our reporter Victoria Bourne, who's at the surgery in Ramsgate for us this lunchtime. Hi Victoria, the Care Quality Commission raised some very serious concerns.
Yes, that's right, Ellie. The rating remains inadequate, which is the lowest mark possible, and means that the service is performing badly, and we know that it has been performing badly for quite some time now. Now, in this report released today, inspectors found that there have been insufficient improvements made to the medical centre's systems, practices and processes. This means that patients were not always kept safe or safeguarded from potential abuse. Now, standards of cleanliness and hygiene had improved, but some infection prevention and control issues persisted as they've not been managed properly. Staff didn't always have access to the information they needed to deliver safe care or treatment. And we know that inspectors found no evidence to show learning from complaints were being shared with staff.
And what action is going to be taken to address these concerns?
Well, the Care Quality Commission says it's taking steps to prevent Dashwood Medical Centre from carrying out regulated activity which would prevent it from operating. Now, the surgery has put out a statement. It says it's putting a new management team in place which will be operational from the 28th of August. In that statement, they say they're going to focus on making the improvements highlighted in this inspection and the report. And they insist the types of services will remain the same at the practice. They insist that at no point will the practice close.
Victoria, thank you. A man in his 50s has died after he was hit by a car on the A26 London Road in Southborough. It happened just after 11 o'clock yesterday morning, close to Yew Tree Road. Officers are appealing for witnesses and dashcam footage. A man who assaulted a woman in her home in Eastbourne has been jailed. 28-year-old Fabio Paolo of Blenheim Drive in Hawkinge repeatedly kicked and punched the woman who was known to him while demanding she give him money in March this year. When she refused, he then burnt her with hair straighteners, causing injuries to her skin. He was sentenced to 16 months in prison and given a 5-year restraining order against the victim. The Red Arrows will resume their display today at Eastbourne Airborne. Yesterday's performance was cancelled because of ongoing technical problems, but they've announced they will take to the skies this afternoon, subject to the weather. They're due to perform daily for the remainder of the air show, which runs until Sunday. 10 tonnes of aid donations collected from people in the southeast and sent in a lorry to Ukraine have now been distributed to local charities there. The items packed last month in Tunbridge Wells, including food, clothing and medical supplies, are being handed out on the front line, including the hometown of a woman who volunteers for the charity Kent Relief. It's now almost 18 months since Russia invaded Ukraine.
It's never ending. It's never ending at the moment, and you can't say so. Donations are very, very welcome. But thank you also for those who donated and who are helping us.
I think the response has been quite amazing, really, over the course of the year. And I think the sympathy from not just people in Kent, but across the British Isles has been overwhelming, really.
Sport now, and Maidstone's very own lioness Alessia Russo has said that growing up playing football in her hometown with her friends and siblings inspired her love of the beautiful game. Speaking at a press conference ahead of Sunday, she told reporters that reaching the World Cup final feels surreal.
I have such fond memories growing up playing football with the local kids that I used to grow up with, and also my brothers and my youth team. So yeah, it looked just like having fun and playing free. And yeah, I think as a kid growing up, to think that we'll be playing in a World Cup in a couple of days is a real pinch me moment.
Well, the Lionesses may be gearing up for their biggest game in their history, but back home in Brighton, players are already preparing for the new domestic campaign. The Seagulls will be looking with fresh hope to the upcoming Women's Super League, and before that kicks off this Sunday, they'll be cheering on their teammate Katie Robinson, as Juliet Parkin reports.
A new season ahead with very much a new look squad. Back to training this week, and there could not be a better motivating factor than a World Cup final.
It's been great. There's a lot of good excitement and energy by the girls. Obviously, you couple that with the World Cup going on. It's been a pretty fun atmosphere as we watched Lydia and Robbo compete in the semi-final. So it's been a good first week, and looking forward to getting some players back across the next few weeks.
Melissa Phillips came to Brighton towards the end of last season with a mountain to climb in terms of results. After the departure of long-term manager Hope Powell following a string of defeats, assistant manager Amy Merricks took charge before the appointment of Jens Schuer, who left after just 2 months. It was Phillips who steered them to Super League survival. Now a chance to start afresh and focus on this season. The club's been busy in the summer transfer window. Among the new signings, a forward with experience playing in both the USA and Australia, looking forward to doing league battle with the Lionesses.
I'm excited to be here and to challenge myself against the world's best. Obviously, seeing the Lionesses, so many of them are here in this league, so it'll be really exciting to actually, see where I'm at going against them. But yeah, I think my goal is always to develop and to continue to grow, and to do that, you've got to put yourself in the most challenging environments, and that's definitely the WSL.
It may be over a month until their opening game of the season, but time is on their side for this relatively new squad. It's a chance for them to prepare as best they can for one of the most competitive leagues in the world. Before then, the small matter of watching their very own Katie Robinson with the England squad as they take on Spain in the World Cup final this Sunday.
We're also happy, proud of Robbo, Yeah, she's a great player and she's great assets to our team.
The Seagulls open their WSL campaign on the 1st of October, away to Everton. Juliet Parkin, BBC South East Today, Lancing.
Exciting times. Time now for a check on that weather forecast with John Hammond. There are an awful lot of raindrops on this screen, John. I'm not loving it.
Yeah, the weather continues to lead us a merry dance, doesn't it, Ellie? This was part one, of course. This morning, part two arrives tonight. But in between, actually, a window of finer weather through this afternoon. Good news for the air show, for example. Just the odd shower, mind you. But in the sunshine, it's going to feel pretty muggy, pretty warm. Temperatures bouncing back up into the low 20s. The wind's not too strong at all. Get out and enjoy that sunshine while it lasts, because tonight, as you may have heard, we see some more torrential downpours potentially, and they could cause some flooding issues. I guess the consolation is that it's going to happen overnight. It should start off dry this evening, but here come those storms. Hit and miss, as is often the case with thunderstorms, but yeah, locally some impacts. That'll clear through in the early hours, and as we head towards morning time, we're going to start to lose a little bit of that humidity, but temperatures for much of the night staying in the mid to high teens. Tomorrow, a completely different sort of day. There'll be a brisk wind coming in from the southwest. As I say, we'll lose that humidity. Not ruling out the odd shower, but I think by and large, for most of us, for most of the day, it's going to be a bright and breezy affair. Temperatures in the low 20s should feel quite comfortable. And summer kind of resumes from there on in through Sunday and into the early part of next week with plenty of dry and bright weather. So if we can get through the next 24 hours, Ellie, doesn't look too bad. Pretty warm through the early part of next week.
Things are looking up. Thank you very much, John. That's it from me for the moment. I'm back, though, at 6:30. Bye for now.